Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adventure Archive. I am Evil Andy XO, and I will be your dungeon master tonight as we venture into the world of Theros with the crew of the Tomorrow's Twilight. Theros is a Magic the Gathering setting that Wizards of the Coast turned into a full-on Dungeons and Dragons setting just this last year. It is an analog for ancient Greece with many of the magical feelings of a MTG game. We are following some of the heroes that exist in this world, and betraying those heroes tonight, we have. You'll recognize him from our Darkest Kingdoms game, and he's the man that always has the best drinks in his hand. Eric, how you doing tonight?
Doing good.
Who are
Excited.
you playing?
I am playing Brozino, the fourth junior, a paladin of Heliod.
Excellent. You may know him from his writing streams, his art streams, his Let's Create World streams, and as the leader of Night Owl Squadron. You know him, you love him, L2S. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, thank you. And I'll be playing Fonaze Dinata, the Leonin Barbarian.
Excellent. You know her from our chats and as an admin on our forums. She is my number one neighbor. Janelle, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. I will be playing Fakira, a genie warlock.
Genie Warlock. Excellent. You've also seen him as Russian Christopher Walken on our Dark Kingdom stream. Matt, how you doing?
Doing great, Andy. Tonight I'll be playing Nico. I'm a Leonin artificer, and I've just created two mythic weapons. One, a sword for my man Brozino, the fourth junior, and one, a trident that magically returns for Fonaze. And also I have my fourth Leonin brother at times with his mask. And then, of course, our favorite, Fakira, bringing the thunder.
Excellent. You'll know him from his writing sprints and his book reviews. Jason is also part of our Darkest Kingdoms. How you doing tonight, Jason?
I am good, and I am playing Periergos, the human bard.
Excellent.
The only human among these bunch of cats.
Yeah.
And,
a
satyr, a horned satyr.
Horned satyr. Full disclosure, I am feeling a little ill tonight, so we're going to have a short session. At where we left off with our adventurers, they had just returned ragged and bloodied from defeating a aspect of the god of death Erebos at the ruins of the Cacao estate to the north of Alekos. They had taken their trophies of the many returned funerary masks to bring back to the city as proof of their deeds. When they got back to their ship, a commotion arose, and they saw Klaus, the first mate of the ship, come stumbling down the dock, clutching a bloody wound on his side, bearing news that the captain of Tomorrow's Twilight, Moro, had been taken hostage by a rogue faction of the Tritons. If you remember, Klaus and Moro had gone and dived into the waves to attempt to parley with the local Triton colony to ask them to cease hostilities with the city of Alekos. And they normally are on very decent terms, but lately they've been attacking any fishermen, any trade vessels, anyone who's come through. He also bore some news of a mage in blue manipulating the Tritons behind the scenes. We have a little bit of an update here. So let's look at our updated quest log here, because there's a lot of information in the last couple of sessions. So let's see here if this pops right up.
Nice. The blue mystery.
The blue mystery. In the blue mystery, you'll see that I have added an update of your encounter with Ajani Goldmane. And you'll see that the goal of the mission has updated to defeat the blue mages, because it seems there are now more of them than just the initial one you encountered. The party encountered Ajani Goldmane, who told them of the Infinite Consortium, an alliance of merchants. The Infinite Consortium usually sticks to the shadows and steals artifacts. It seems that several mages working with the Infinite Consortium have involved themselves with Alekos. Worse, they are using some black ooze from a place called New Phryxia to corrupt monsters. But to what end? So you are all standing on the deck of tomorrow's Twilight with Klaus laying at your feet. He has told you that Moro has been taken hostage, that she has 6 hours of air left before her magically enchanted bracelet will disenchant and she will drown in the waters. He tells you that there are 6 bracelets in the captain's quarters that will allow you to also breathe air. And would you like to ask him any questions about this quest before you go off to do it?
How do we find her? Where is she? I mean, the ocean's pretty big.
Klaus winces in pain, says to you, "Go to the Temple of Thassa. There is a priestess there named Kima. She will tell you how to find the rogue faction of Tritons that have taken Captain Moro. She also might help you. You should not go into the ocean without Thassa's blessing. Make an offering to Thassa before you step into the sea, or else you will not return."
How did this rogue faction get in the way of the negotiations?
They've been sowing dissent among the colony, saying that the people on land have been pillaging the ocean for its bounty without giving thanks to Thassa, have been littering, dropping their ships and their trash for so many years. It seems ridiculous, though. Nothing has changed about the relationship between the colony and Alekos. I couldn't see, though. The colony seemed to be thriving. I think this mage may be using magic on them.
Are we
Yeah,
talking
we've
about
encountered. No, go ahead.
Are we talking about one of the blue mages?
One of the blue mages?
We've encountered a few so far.
I've only heard of the one.
No. 2.
Oh,
Now 3, probably.
great. Moro really bit off more than she could chew this time. Well, I guess this is all in your hands now. Go to the temple. Kima will help you find them. I need to rest. And he spits up a little bit of blood, and you can tell, like, one of his lungs has been nicked. And one of the crew hands comes over and begins giving him some healing.
But Nico would feel pretty good that they're going to take care of him, like they just slap a heal on him.
Yeah, so there's plenty of healers in the crew hands. Like, they are definitely some adept spellcasters in there that can.
So Nico kind of reaches into his pack and he pulls out kind of like a silky cloth, and he's got this like shield that he's been using to defend himself, but it's really quite beautiful, and it's emblazoned with like a sigil of Thassa, which is kind of interesting because Thassa's not the person that he tries to impress all the time. He built the shield because when Captain Moro invited him to join the crew, he was a little nervous of going to sea. And so he built this like magnificent shield, but kind of designed it towards her to bless him and the crew. And
Nice.
then Perforos noticed the shield because it was of such high quality, but he knows like it's all kind of dusty and kind of dinged up right now. And so he's kind of cleaning it up. And
Awesome.
if anybody has prestidigitation, I wouldn't be sad.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Great quote.
I love it.
You know that there's at least three, one of which is dead, because Ajani killed them.
Yeah.
So you're. It could be that the one underwater is this same one, but the mechanically looking blue mage you saw earlier didn't look like the type to hang out underwater for long periods of time, despite them being blue. Anyone else going to do anything before you leave the...
I'm going to... We're on the ship still, right? We're about to head out. Okay, I'm gonna go up to the deck, to the stern of the ship, right on the railing, and look out. And I'm going to quietly remember the very, very faint sign that Clothis gave me when I gave an offering to her at the temple, that the wind blew seaward and changed directions when I asked her for something, and like acknowledging that she's leading me in the right direction. And I just say to myself, forgive my friends for the need to worship another. Know that you are still at the center of my heart and my intent.
Give me a religion check here.
Okay.
Give it L2.
Oh wait, where's my... Oh, what is it?
Yeah, baby.
16.
With a -1.
Yeah, no problem.
You feel the wind pick up. It's still blowing out to sea. It's been blowing out to sea almost this entire time. But it picks up, and it actually blows hard enough to like make you kind of lean into the railing. And as you lean into the railing, your eyes peer into the water, and you're suddenly granted a vision. You are projected forward into the water and forward into the water again, and it keeps getting darker and darker each time you project further and further forward. As you get down to near the bottom, you see a figure standing among a ruined temple. You see other Triton around them as well. It is a blue mage, but not the mage that you've seen before. Fingers like tentacles extend out of the sleeves of the robe, which drifts off of its body in the water. And it turns around and looks to the other Triton, and as it does, it extends a finger out to one of the Tritons, and the Triton begins to move, as if controlled by a puppeteer. The Triton is moving the unconscious body of Moro and dragging it towards the back of the ruined temple. And suddenly you're pulled all the way back into your mind. And a sudden realization comes into you, almost as if words are spoken. And you understand that these blue mages are averting fate. What they are pushing the balance in one direction in an attempt to break fate. The chosen fate of Alekos. There could be nothing more important to Clothis than making sure that fate is met with the proper fate.
The threads must flow together, not like this. And I leave the bow, the stern of the ship, and I go to. I show up and I catch up with the rest of the group, or I try to.
Anyone else doing anything before we leave the ship? Hold on.
Yeah. I find Barnaby.
Barnaby is not there.
I find the highest ranking person currently available.
Favovi. Favovi is
Favovi.
the highest ranking of the ushers still at the
Okay.
ship.
I tell Favovi about the blue mages.
Oh, you already had a conversation with her last time where you
Okay.
asked if she'd seen anything, and she
Okay.
said no. But that the food from the ship had been stolen without anyone noticing.
I just I sprinkle the knowledge of the blue mages around the ship,
Mm.
and that they're dangerous and very bad, and do whatever you can to thwart them. So that it's not just us that knows this, because she realizes that we haven't really told many people yet.
Favovi takes all of the information in, really concerned, and calls over a young boy who seems to be like helping the stagehands and says, "Go. You heard all this news. I know you've got ears like a trap. Tell Barnaby now. We need to get eyes into the city and make sure that these blue mages aren't walking around. If there are blue mages in Alekos, you will know about it as soon as we do."
I'll also go down into our stores and get some fish or some offerings.
There's no food left in the ship.
Oh, ooh, okay.
Yes. So Nico kind of was down below decks because he's got that little kind of.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I
ring.
take that back. Hold on. There's no care food left in the ship. There is still like provisions for the crew. So there is some food. You can find a
Okay.
couple of fish. Give me a religion check and hold on to that number while we do what Nico's gonna do. What did you want to do, Nico?
So Nico kind of realizes that like you don't want to be too heavy when you go underwater, and he's got all this tinker's gear with him.
Absolutely.
And so he went down below and he kind of stores that fancy backpack with the copper lightning kind of stuff away for a future day. He stores like his smith's tools because he's not thinking he's going to find a forge probably underwater. And then he stores like some other stuff, but like he makes sure that like he has his grappling hook. He's got some rope, and then he pulls out these stones that have like little holes drilled through them that kind of are like weights. And so he replaces some of that with like a couple of these stones, maybe like 5 or 6 of these stones. So in case like they need to like use rope maybe and anchor some stuff perhaps later,
Smart.
just so like they've got like a little chance underwater. He leaves the carpenter's tools behind, stuff like that.
Okay.
He comes
Excellent.
back up topside.
All right. So that with that roll, oh goodness, you are gonna get a red card. Roll a d20.
I already
Oh,
have a
you
red
sorry,
card.
you already have one.
I'm so lucky.
You can't have another one. Darn it. Darn it. Okay. Would Brazino or Periergos like to do anything on the ship before you head to the temple?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I see my companion Nico getting rid of his armor and heavy items, do you think I should get rid of my armor? It'd make me sink?
I don't know, my friend. I am going to wear just this little chest plate here, but I don't think the shield I'm going to bring to Thassa's temple, and I think I'm going to leave it there, to be honest with you. It's quite beautiful, and I'm not going to give it to them perhaps, but I'm going to let them hold it for us in case we don't come back. So I think a little bit of armor will go a long way underwater. I don't think you want to get stuck, though, down there. Because you kind of have like almost like a chain scaly kind of thing going on, right?
Well, we didn't get fully into it, Andy, but about what would be the comparable, because we're trying to keep it.
Yeah, so basically you'd be wearing like something equivalent to chainmail, so like the panoply, but like probably with heavier metal tassels coming off than it more than just like leather tassels and other such things. So I would assume it would be exactly the same, confer the same advantages, disadvantages, and
Okay.
just be basically the same. So no
Zeno.
need to like worry about it, but it will make it very hard for you to swim.
Yeah.
Right.
Brazino, I think when you're underwater, you kind of want to split the difference, Like you don't want to be too light because you want to be able to walk on the bottom, but you definitely don't want to be too heavy, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I will take off armor. Makes me nervous though.
There is leather armor on the ship,
Yeah.
very much
Should-
fitted for you.
Could he just
already.
take parts of it off and kind of have the equivalent of like a chest plate?
Sure, if you want to call it
Probably.
like that. You are a tinkerer, so
Yeah,
make
so
that happen.
so that's what and then Nico will put a little because he's got that thing where you can put like a light on stuff. So if you'll allow him, let me see that real quick. And he kind of sets it out and gets one of those kind of wooden stands where you put your armor on, and he kind of like takes a little tool, takes off kind of like the arm on one side, takes another tool, and he kind of puts it carefully to the side and is going to wrap it up in burlap. And then, but he's kind of got that beautiful chest plate left. And then he kind of like takes the hammer and kind of waves kind of Perforos' sigil, taps it, and then it gets like this really nice blue light that's about like a 5 foot, gives off like 5 foot blue light. So like if you get too deep, you'll still be lit, even though you can see in the dark.
Yes,
but,
because it does get
we
kind
can
of dark
find
down
you.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think with that, you guys feel like you have taken the time. You have the bracelets that give you water breathing for 24 hours, and you head off towards the Temple of Thassa.
Can
Eric, I'll throw
I just
a breastplate up in the VTT. There you go. It's like a 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus Dex. Right?
also, could I just say that I communicated what I saw to the rest of the group before we went into the depths?
Absolutely, yes. But
Okay.
the temple is not in the depths. It is actually on a cliff overlooking the ocean.
Okay.
So, you
Would
guys...
I have known that it wasn't underwater, considering what the vision was, or would it have looked underwater?
Oh, that temple is definitely underwater. The temple that
Okay.
you're going to is
Right.
underwater.
Yeah, but I think before we even go to the temple, I would tell them that I saw that. I was granted a vision.
All right. So you begin to approach the Temple of Thassa, and as you approach the temple, you are greeted by the Alekos guards who eye you, obviously having had word to let you through if you come, but they seem uneasy as they usher you on, and they kind of look around as you come to the temple. There's about 6 of them there, and you can tell that they're very uncomfortable at this moment in time, and they just wave you in.
They don't look like those thugs, do they?
No, they don't look like the thugs. They look like your standard, like, conscripted spearmen. So they've got like the helm and the breastplate with the tassels and a shield and spear, and that's about it. The temple. Oh, thank you very much, Source of Victory. Wow, 5 months. How time flies by. Somebody give Cirsa a shout out, please, and let's get some of those Cirsas in chat. Absolutely have learned so much about storytelling and kind of game mechanics intertwining from listening to him. If you haven't listened or read any of his material, check him out, please. Okay. You walk up a cliff past the guards towards the Temple of Thassa. Its moss-covered stones stick up like just a thorn popping out of the ocean. And it looks more like, at this point, like uncared for rocks than like an actual temple. You can see the structure built, but it's definitely a temple that has been allowed to run wild. And as you get close to the stone, you can see that the stone actually is perpetually wetted by mist from waves that crash against the the cliffside below it, and everything is encased in salt. And you feel a little loneliness as you enter into the temple. Let's go.
I would
Yes.
I would go to whichever seems the most gregarious of gods and just kind of like,
There's
What's
only
got ya?
one god. There's only one
Guard.
god at this. Oh, guard. Sorry.
Guard.
Guard.
Ah,
God.
God.
Sorry.
God.
God.
God. I go to the god. Yes, the most gregarious of the guards, and do what?
Yes. So you seem particularly uncomfortable today. Anything happen?
Well, tomorrow is the summer solstice, and I know you guys, I know you heroes have been doing your best, but everyone's still nervous. There's no food, and now everyone's sick. So we're not feeling the greatest about what's going to happen tomorrow. May the gods smile upon you.
And you?
Thank you very much, friend. But we're looking for the priestess Kama.
Oh, yes. If you go into the main chamber, she's usually bathing in the salt pools there. If you don't see anyone, look into the pools.
And it's pretty obvious where to go.
Yeah, you can see through like the main archway. It's just a big open room that looks to have pools and pools and pools and pools in it. And let's see here. Let's see if I can actually just slap this on here. I have had one of those days today where I am not as prepared as I should be. So let's see if this actually loads.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Good.
So
Nice.
let's move this
That looks great,
to
Andy.
the back.
Sweet.
To back.
Yeah, don't put us in the mouth.
Right. I need to move it around just a tiny bit. So
Give Periergos control, perhaps.
yes.
Oh.
So you enter a large room. Basically, let's see if I can flip this around the right way because it's actually upside down. Please turn around.
Dear Thassa, turn your temple for us.
Turn your temple for us, please. Okay, so you enter a large room. We're just going to have to leave it like this because that's basically how it's going today. All right. A large room with columns on the side and a pool of water which seems to eternally bubble up from the sides and then drain into this man's mouth. Above it, not pictured, you can see kind of over in this direction. Let me ping it. So to like the north over here, you see a statue of Thassa just almost entirely encased in salt, holding her bident and looking down at the drowning man in the pool.
Mm. So a bident is a trident with two forks?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
But you don't see anyone in the area.
I kind of say quietly, sort of intimidating. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Kira, the ocean scares the living lights out of me, but I know I would do anything for Captain Morrow, and I think today is the day that we saddle up and we go rescue her. I'm gonna go check out that statue because, good Lord, it's beautiful. And when I made this shield, I didn't really know what I was making, but now it all's starting to make sense for me.
Oh yes, Thassa is beautiful. Like Tritons have always seemed, especially to humans, to be an alien thing. You, having not probably having experienced less of the entire world, are probably the most unfamiliar with Tritons. And so
because we only had like we had a couple crew members, I guess, for Triton.
oh, thank you. Did we get I got a Bane. Thank you.
You did.
Wow, I
Oh
missed
no,
that.
yeah,
I
baby.
missed that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Sursa.
baby.
I will make them pay.
Wow.
I will make them pay.
Yeah, baby.
So it's beautiful, and you're very right. Nico's very right to be afraid of the ocean. The ocean is a place that if you enter, usually bad things happen if you are not welcomed there.
So where the statue is on the far side from us.
That's correct.
Okay. If you guys don't mind, I think I'm gonna head over there. Offer my shield to her.
All right.
Do you
Okay.
mind if I come along?
Actually,
Or is
I
it a
would love
private
that.
matter?
I would love that, Perry. I'm not feeling super confident right now, but I think this is the right thing to do.
I'm feeling quite inspired in this place.
Oh, all right. All right.
I'm just gonna walk along the edge of the pool and look in, kind of trying to lean in to like make sure my reflection's in there. Like I don't know what to expect, but I'm just trying to sort of look for her, but also be hoping to see something else. I'm kind of in awe of this place.
Bring each one of you in here because this is a lot of people all over the place, and it seems to me it would make a little bit more sense to do it like that. And I'm going to change you
Thanks,
map
Andy.
up to the map layer, of course. And then I'm so good at Roll20, so there we
And
go.
Fanaze, I think we took a short rest, my friend. We might have more hit points.
Oh yeah. That's just yeah, we're good.
Let's bring it back up to the...
Yeah, baby.
Oh, Fakira got a bless from the chat.
Nice.
Oh, thank you so much.
Fakira.
Ah, yes. Let me get
Some
the rest of
blesses in
you
the
in
chat,
here.
everybody.
Let me get the rest of you in here, and we will let you guys go hog wild.
Or dare I say ham.
Go ham. Let you go ham. Go ham.
Yeah.
Thank you, Magic Pissaline. And
Thank
Sursa.
you so much, everyone. Okay, so
I'm gonna
that's
need it to
two.
eat.
That's two for Fakira, huh? So you're up
Heck
to
yeah.
5 now.
1, 2, yeah, 5.
Got to boost that religion score.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Triple bless.
And I need to save Captain Moro.
Okay.
So, would you like us to start moving, Andy?
Yeah, you guys have control. Just go ahead and position yourselves where you would be in the
Perry,
temple.
I'm going to go to the right because it's a little clearer.
Okay.
Andy, I don't think I have. Oh, there we go.
I'm staying by the door. I'm a little nervous too, so he's just kind of watching you guys, keep an eye over everybody, and not getting too far in.
Fakira, what are you going to do?
I am just sort of slowly walking. I'm planning to walk the perimeter of the pool, just kind of like glancing in and waving every once in a while when I see some sort of weird ripple.
Ah, like waving hello?
Like, hi? No, it's just the water. Okay, keep going.
After a little bit, you all make it over to the statue of Thassa on the other side. Nico, Periergos, Fanaze is there as well.
Is she kind of centered right there?
Exactly. Yeah, she's like staring directly down at the drowning man.
I'm mainly I'm not focusing on. I'm actually like trying to avoid the statue of Thasta. So I'm actually like looking in the pool more often and like actually trying to see if I see anything in there. Mostly in my reflection, which is probably not going to do anything. So, but I don't know that.
Okay. Bacon. What do you do when you get to the statue, Nico?
So when Nico gets there, like he has this thing that he does, like when he's at night on the tomorrow's Twilight, like when they're underway, on the kind of the front of the ship, there's a thing that's like it almost looks like a hammock on the bow,
Uh-huh.
and he kind of just would lay there at night and kind of look at the stars, and he always marveled that the stars kind of were similar to what he saw over Oreskos, even though like it was Theros and like the stars were telling the story. And so even though he's a little scared right now, he just kind of closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and he's actually he's kind of feeling like she's pretty regal, because Perforos kind of doesn't care. He's more about pragmatism, but he's feeling like she's pretty regal. So he kind of takes a knee and closes his eye, and then it's pretty wet everywhere here, right? Like there's water. Kind of
Oh
everywhere.
yeah, there's like water constantly
So
everywhere.
so he takes his hands and he kind of gets like kind of a scoop of the water and kind of like brushes his mane kind of back just to feel the salt, like as if he's on the ship, and just knowing that like he's safely sailed for a while now, and like she's kind of looked over him, and then he's about to get in the shit, and he's gonna kind of ask her like and I guess like he to himself quietly, he's just like, Thassa, I do feel like you've looked over me and my friends for a couple months now, and I'm gonna put us in your hands today, because this could go really poorly, but there's nothing we wouldn't do for Captain Morrow. And in case we don't come back, though, I think you should have this. And then he takes the shield, and it's hopefully there's like some light or something like that coming through the ceiling or something.
Oh yeah, it's entirely open.
Yeah, and so like he's really buffed this thing out, and so like it's looking good. And like when he puts the shield kind of towards her, like light is just coming off the ceiling and kind of reflecting all over the pool and stuff like that. And he sets it kind of, I guess, in wherever makes the most sense with that bident. And I'm guessing she's a lot bigger than a humanoid, so it probably looks a little bit small. Yeah, so it's looking pretty small. So he's kind of just gonna set it up in there and kind of, dare people, I guess, not to steal it from her. And then he goes, and then he kind of just quietly, he's not really a praying man, so he just says, Thassa, help me be better and do better things. Amen. And then
Amen. Everyone sees as you set the shield in place. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Andy. Thanks also for the Bane melee. I am hopefully going to be using them very soon. A creature emerges from the water behind Nico, and this is what she looks like. A kind of purplish triton emerges from the water and begins stepping out towards Nico and Periergos, and she says, "That is not how you give offerings to Thassa. You must throw them in the water." And she steps out, water pouring from her, and she stands before you.
And Nico kind of opens his eyes up and is like, well, I'll be. And he's probably never seen anybody she's pretty beautiful too, I would guess.
In a very alien way,
yeah.
Yes,
and
she
so then,
is unusual.
And does he gets the vibe that like this is Kima?
You could always ask her.
But yeah, so he just says, Kima? Kind of with a question. Yeah.
She looks around. Are you the heroes of tomorrow's Twilight? And you can see every breath that she takes kind of like goes in and out through these gills as she kind of transitions from like water to air.
So Nico just says, I don't know if I am, but I know my friends are.
She halts. Have you all come to give offering to Thassa before we embark into the sea?
Yes, we have.
What
Yes, ma'am.
blessings do you seek?
Nico grabs the shield, and then he turns to her and says, I built this shield months ago before I set to sea for the first time, because I was terrified with the ocean held. And I think that, I don't know what's down there, but I know we're going to need Thassa's protection if we're going to come back alive with Captain Morrow.
The ocean, the sea, Thassa's realm is unforgiving. For you to swim, your muscles are weak. It will take every ounce of strength you have to reach the bottom and save Captain Morrow and make it back. Without her blessing, you might as well just go drown yourselves. Offer something worthy to Thassa, and she might test you and give you her blessing.
Would you like me to put it in that fellow's mouth right there?
You look into the water. You look into the water, and you realize that if you toss it in there, it's probably going to be gone.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. He built it.
Okay. What is everyone else doing at this moment in time?
I'm looking for the fish I think I brought.
You have them with you?
I'm sort of side-eyeing the situation since I'm kind of on the other side of the pool, but kind of seeing her in my peripheral vision and hearing that an offering needs to be. I'm holding the braid that has the Nixian fur, and I'm just trying not to say anything. Like it's clear I don't want to do something, but I know I'm gonna have to give something, and I don't know what to do. So I'm just sort of thinking and trying to avoid confrontation.
Anyone else? Perry?
I'm going to take out my lion or my Leonin mask that I carved and say, may this be an offering to you. It is what made me brethren with these brave Leonin. So may it give us a blessed protection for the adventure we are about to partake. And I'm going to throw it into the water.
Okay. You throw it into the water, and Kima looks down and watches it be swallowed. And you can see it kind of meander, and then it disappears into the murk.
And then
anyone else?
Nico sees that, and the shield goes right in the same spot the mask went.
Oh, you toss it in?
Oh, yeah.
As it sinks down quickly and kind of swirls around, you can almost see the water grab it with like a hand and pulls it down. And Thassa, or Kima, smiles and looks up at you. Thassa is very pleased. She will test you now. And she steps back into the corner and waits. And that same hand you saw that grabbed the shield begins to come up out of the water, followed by a body made of water. And soon, a water elemental is standing before you. Everyone roll me initiative, please.
Oh boy.
This is not the blessing I was hoping for.
This is not the blessing you were hoping for, indeed.
Perhaps we need a new blessing.
Oh boy.
Can I try again?
Oh, let me get the thing up real quick, guys. There we go. Excellent.
Cool.
Ham,
Cool.
ham, ham,
Yeah,
ham,
baby.
ham. Okay. And it's holding your shield as well.
Oh, good.
And it is rather large. Okay. Let's do this. Descending. And let me get out our tokens so that everyone knows exactly what the hits are. Here we go.
Oh, Perrier Ghost, don't forget to switch up your token HP.
Oh, yeah.
Your guys' token HP might not be correct. You can
That is right.
change
Yeah.
them. You
Same
also
for
are
you,
coming
Fakira.
back from like you had an opportunity for a short rest when we were on the ship. So a shield. You're putting a shield on Fakira. Excellent. Thank you so much.
She might need it.
Yes. All right. So up first, Peri Ergos. What would you like to do?
So I am somewhat upset of the fact that I gave my lion mask away that I spent many days carving by hand,
Simply to be
and
attacked.
and in retaliation I unleash some vicious mockery at this elemental.
Excellent.
So it's a wisdom. Oh wait, well that's my damage if I hit. It's a wisdom saving throw of 13.
A wisdom saving throw of 13. Let's give it a go. Ooh,
Perfect.
it critically fails. Excellent. So it's gonna take I do spell criticals. So let's do double damage for that.
Okay, nice. So just double what I rolled, or what are we doing?
One full of what you
Okay.
rolled, and
So
what
4
you
and
would
3,
roll.
so 7 then.
7. Okay. You see the water twitch as it has some existential crisis. It moves forward, though, straight at you as it glides across the water, gets very close to you, and then swings the very shield that Nico put into the water right at you. A shield for Jason. Excellent.
Just
Yes.
All right.
in time.
Here we go. 21. It just slams down at you. And it smashes into you with just the force of many horses. You take 8 damage, and it almost pushes you to the ground. Unless, of course, you would like fate to intercede. I don't know if 5 AC is going to help you at all. It's not.
No.
It would not.
No. Okay.
In the same motion, it swings back and slams down at Nico.
Yeah.
Oh,
Andy, I
yes.
screwed up. I didn't click on my. I thought I was clicked on my token because I saw the 11 out of 11.
oh, I need to add
But
you in
it
then.
didn't pop in. Yeah.
Okay, let me add you.
Sorry
Add
about
turn, and you had 11. You said?
No, I had an 18, but it's totally my fault.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was in there, but it was Perry.
So we'll just have you go next.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So it slams into you with your own shield. It feels so bizarre to have your creation. 18 points of damage as it lifts you off your feet, and you fall crumpled to the ground, unconscious at Thassa's feet.
Okay. Yep.
Wow. So you going first would have actually made quite a bit of difference there.
It's okay.
Hold on. We'll come back around to it. Fanaze, it is your turn.
I look in shock at what's just happened, and I pull out my warhammer right away and charge at it from its side.
All right. Go for it.
And I'm gonna bless this one
Okay.
to see if it makes it any better. I need a crit on the hit though. No, just misses. So I take a swing, and I guess it scrapes across the arm, and I just see little splashes, but they seem to like absorb back into the statue it's on and like go back up its leg. And I've kind of fallen short on my swing.
Brazino. A scene is unfolding before you.
All right. So it's on the other side of the room from me. I'm gonna
Oh, thank you for the shield.
pick up my sling.
Okay.
And try and hit it with a sling. There we go.
Our little David.
Exactly. Why didn't it roll?
Oh, it's
there
just
it
taking a little bit of time.
is. Okay. Got it. All right, so 17 to hit.
Oh, yeah. The 14's right there, so you know that hits. Do you see
Okay.
the shield? The shield?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Describe
All right, and
it
then
to
I'm
us.
gonna run up.
I
So
didn't
yeah,
see
I'm
any
just kind of
damage.
like swinging around and let the rocks go.
Uh-huh.
4
damage. It
4 bludgeoning.
You see it like plop into the water elemental's like back and then like float down into the water. It doesn't seem like it did very much damage. You get the feeling that blunt damage isn't very effective against it.
All right,
You run up.
interesting.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, so then that's it. I'm pulling out my sword as I run.
Okay. Fakira.
Akira sees her friend Nico on the ground. And she gets real mad at it because he just gave you the beautiful and her eyes go white and she points at it. She casts Hex.
Excellent.
I didn't mean to click that. But anyway, and then with her other hand, she looks at it and she's like, "You're gonna pay for it." And she casts Eldritch Blast at it.
Awesome.
She's gonna bless it.
Yeah, you got him.
Okay.
There we
Ooh,
go.
nice.
Excellent.
As the silvery white hits it, it goes directly center mass and does 11 plus what was, I think it was 4, so 15 damage.
It does exceedingly more than that. For some reason, your magical attack has a just massive effect. Water erupts everywhere off of it as you almost blast its entire left arm right off the creature. It seems to shrink in size as you do so, and it reforms its arm back up and turns towards you. Thank you so much, Sursa. Oh, man, shields for everybody. Excellent. So,
We don't need to need it.
She looks at it real angrily and then takes a second and takes a few steps back.
was there extra damage to be added from the hex on there?
The hex was an additional 4, so it was 15 total.
15 total.
11, 9 force, 2 thunder, 4 necrotic.
Excellent. Gosh, I had one more question. You give it disadvantage for one type of ability check or one type of save, right? In the hex?
Yes, wisdom, please.
Wisdom. All right. Thank you. Good to know. All right. Nico, we need a death saving
save.
throw from
Yeah.
you.
Gotcha. I'm not sure where that is on the sheet.
Yeah, it kind of has like a weird thing where you just click on it up at the top where it has like death saving throws. It'll open up into a box with like checks on the left, checks on the right, and then you can click it that
I
away.
see by the hit points.
Yeah, you got to open up the box there. Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah,
And
it's the one thing about Roll20 that's not great.
So I see. Oh, because I gotta go. I bet what I have to do is I have to take. I took it off of my token, but I take it off of here. Let me. Oh, wait a sec.
Yeah, it should just pop right up.
This. How many points of damage did you do, Andy?
Um,
On me?
Pretty much. I think it was
18. So this is weird. We're level 2 now, right?
yes.
So I actually have 19 points. I had 11. That 11 was my. So I'm actually at 1 point.
Well, shit, you're at 1 point. Then what does Nico do after he gets
let me
just
take this off.
dumped at Thassa's feet?
Okay, so the only thing he knows, like Bass has kind of turned on him a little bit, and so he kind of pulls out his hand and then aims right up above the shield up at his face and just sends Perforos's fire at him.
Perforos's fire. So firebolt.
Yep. And then
Thank you so much, Andy.
All right, so I got a 17.
Aww.
That hits.
And so the fire kind of, I guess, like it kind of ripples like over the shield, and then he has no idea. I'm guessing Matt is guessing that maybe it's immune to fire, but he doesn't care, and he's just trying to light his head on fire, the watery head on fire.
Absolutely, it is immune to fire, but for some reason it seems to take more magic damage of whatever type. So it does 5 damage as it sizzles, but it doesn't do no damage, which is a bit bizarre, but still interesting.
Okay, and then as a bonus action, he puts Shield of Faith on himself.
You also got False Life cast on you as well.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
So that gives me like a temp hit points.
Yeah, I want to say it's 8, but let's see here. Oh, 1d4 plus 9 temporary hit points. So go ahead and roll that right. 1d4.
So here.
Thank you so much.
Who was that? Thank you.
That was Gorgon.
Thanks, Gorgon. Here we go.
Yeah.
There we go. I rolled a 1, of course, but 10.
10's better than nothing, so you're at 11
10
now.
is fucking great.
Edit your token to show that you have 19 total, too. When you
yeah, I've got it. I've got it on there now.
Perry.
Okay, so I just briefly speak over my shoulder to Nico. Nico, what did you do? And then, so tell me, I can't quite tell distance here. Am I within melee range?
Yeah,
of this
you could
character?
totally hit him if you wanted to. Absolutely.
Okay. But I can't move. I guess what I'm asking is I kind of want to move over here, but is that going to give me an attack of opportunity?
You technically won't leave his encounter area, so no.
That's fine. Okay.
Yes, that's absolutely.
Because what I want to do is target him with Thunder Wave. And that is basically a cube of 15 feet originating from me. So I'm trying to get out of everybody's way.
Yep, you won't get Finaze or Nico if you just aim it right.
Okay. So then I'm going to try that. It's a Constitution saving throw of 13.
13. And does it take half on a successful save?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter if I bane it
so
or
it takes
not.
basically it takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away. Yeah, they would take normally half if they so here's my oh, nice.
Oh, it is
Almost max
extremely
damage.
effective. You blow a ton of it all across the temple, and you see it kind of reduces in size almost by half. Basically doubling your damage. So
cool.
65 points of damage so far total.
And that's me.
That is you. The creature begins to remanifest itself after you blew basically its appendages off. It replaces its head and its arm and kind of looks down. And it's basically right on top of Finaze. And it turns around and just tries to envelop Finaze.
Oh.
And actually is going to move forward just slightly and envelop both Nico and Finaze at the same time. Both of you need to make a DC 15 saving throw.
Just roll the
Better
dice.
bless
just roll.
those babies.
Yeah.
What kind of saving throw?
Strength.
Strength.
Oh,
Okay.
strength. There we go.
As it tries
And
to
then with-
just
with bless.
pull you into itself. And I'm going to bane both of them
Haha!
because...
There we go.
Clark.
So...
Hey, Andy,
Yes.
can I use my blue card to advantage?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
cool.
So I'm going to
There we
take
go.
2 off of here, take 1 away from
baby.
L2. And are you going to use 1, Matt?
So, yeah, I used one to balance you out, and then got a 17.
Okay. Got a 17. Okay.
I'm gonna bless this as well. if I need to. I don't know.
Well, here we go. This is for Fanaze. You're gonna take 2 off of there, so yeah, you're gonna need to bless it, and you need 2 to make it. And for Nico,
Yeah.
Oh,
gonna take off another 2. Ah, excellent. Nico, you manage to like scuttle and pull yourself out of the way as it just wraps itself around Fanaze, and it's going to do 12 damage as it begins to like compress you and pull you and just shake you around inside of itself. You are also grappled.
Okay.
And you cannot breathe. Well, do you have the bangle on?
Yes.
Did we all?
I thought we all,
Yes,
I thought we all had the
We
brain.
all had them on.
Okay, then you can breathe
Right,
just
okay.
fine inside of it.
Okay.
Excellent. It is your turn, Fanaze, as this thing just has enveloped you inside of itself. Oh, hello. Hi, buddy. Come here. Come here. Sorry, I didn't even hear you come in. A little
Hey,
break
baby
there for a
Beetle, your
moment.
dad's murdering us.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. Hi. Say hi. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
them
You're all
all,
gonna
Daddy.
die.
Kill them
Hey,
all.
Ian, what does a lion say? A lion says, "Rawr." Oh, he never does it when he's this sleepy.
Ah,
So,
so cute.
Yeah.
anyways. Good night, buddy. Here you go, back to mama. And here's this.
Back to the killing.
Yeah.
back to the murder, kill.
Oh boy. Okay. It's a straight. Is it just a straight strength check when it's
Absolutely.
trying to get out of grapple? Okay.
DC
Because
14.
Right, because I can breathe underwater with the bangles on. I like you just see bubbles like explode and kind of like sputter out of it as I go into a rage and roar, and you can kind of hear it muffled through the water and rippling through the elemental, and I go into a rage and I try to get out of it. So I believe that gives me advantage on the strength throw.
Absolutely.
No. Okay. Advantage. 16.
Yeah, baby.
Is that a good? Is that a go?
Absolutely.
All
yes.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a
I wasn't-
14. 14
Oh,
to make
gotcha.
it out. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
So as I roar and I let it out, there's like a split second where there's just enough bubbles like to tunnel through, and I like thrust my claws through like the air bubbles of my roar, and then like pull myself out almost like half swimming until I kind of stumble out of the thing.
Awesome.
And is that it, or can I move after that action?
That's an action, but you can still move.
I can still move.
You can still move. Yes.
I think Can I pull out a weapon or a shield in that moment?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out my my shield and a hand axe,
Excellent.
and then I'm just gonna be ready.
Excellent. It is Brazino's turn.
I tell how deep this pool is.
It's pretty deep. You feel like if you stepped into it, you can't
Okay.
see the bottom of it. You'd go down for sure.
Okay. Bummer. All right, well, I guess I can I'm going to go ahead and dash then
Okay.
and get all the way over there.
You can get right up in his
So
business.
that's all I can do.
Okay. No roars, no nothing else. Nope.
No, I want to keep him near me. I'm trying to be as an extra target, so
Ah.
it's beating on everybody.
Okay. Excellent. Vakira, it is your turn.
Akira was impressed by the damage that she apparently did last time, so she's gonna do it again.
All right.
Her hand extends. She says a word, but this time it misses pretty badly.
Oh.
Apparently, she slipped on a little piece of moss, and she just kind of like it goes wide.
It goes wide. Excellent. The water elemental has no idea what it was spared. Anything else you'd like to do? Any movements?
She regains her footing a little bit and then gets closer, thinking that maybe she doesn't want to be near the slippery moss anymore.
Ah, excellent. Nico.
So Nico disengages from the water elemental, and he sees Kima pretty close by, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He moves over to Kima, and he's kind of like looking her in the eyes, and then he looks at the water elemental because he can't believe her, and like he just like channels like all of his like Leonin like anger, and then uses his bonus action to like roar at the water elemental and try to get the water elemental and hopefully her, right, like give her the point that that they should not have messed with us. So I think I'm still within 10 feet of him. 5, 10. I need to be right here, actually.
Yeah, there you go. That'll get both of them.
It. And then it's a DC 13 Wisdom save, or become
the water elemental has disadvantage.
Sweet.
Ooh. So here's for the water elemental.
Sweet.
Oh.
Boom.
Let's see if the other one was worse or would have been worse. Yeah, so no matter
He
what.
shouldn't have put his hands in the cookie jar.
Fails. Okay. And Kima is going to roll as well. Let's see here. And she actually has a very high wisdom. So she looks at you with just absolute surprise and like clambers up against the wall.
Nice.
But you can tell at the same time she's kind of fortified by something. You think that maybe she's standing on like holy ground, and she gets a layer action, or not a layer action. She gets basically a legendary action because she's in her lair, and she will use that to automatically pass. She's not really a combatant. She is scared by her action, but it fades quickly because she's in Bass's house. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm pretty sure I've done about everything.
About everything you can? Okay. Periergos.
All right, I am going to unleash another round of vicious mockery at this thing. It's a wisdom 13.
And it gets disadvantage. Come on. There we go. So it fails.
Perfect. Not bad on a D4.
Or
Yeah, baby.
And I'm actually... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It warbles again, too, as it feels this otherworldly negativity drift down upon it. What else would you like to do?
I wanted to also sing a tune of inspiration to Fanazi.
Yes.
Give him some bardic inspiration over there.
Excellent.
Yep. And that is it.
As your tunes fill the air and into Fanazi's ears, a shield bearing Thassa's visage on it swings down at his head. And he easily dodges out of the way as it slams into the stone at his feet. Hold on. I can bane this, and I'm going to bane this. I'm going to bane it. Come on, DM needs a new pair of shoes. Oh.
There we go.
Ah.
Christian, he's particularly evil this evening.
An inch from Fanaze's nose, it slams into the ground in front of him. The water elemental lifts it up again and swings around, driving it down towards Brazino for another slam. 23. It's the first one. Sorry, I don't know why it rolled twice. The slam right into Brazino's chest. The air comes out of your rib cage. I think you have what's your HP right now, Brazino? Because it's
20.
not 12, huh?
20.
20. Oh, yeah. You stay on your feet, but that attack winded you slightly. And I'm down to one Bane. Evil, 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 evil. I'm Evil Andy. Okay, and with that it is Fonaze's turn. Water sprays all over the place. The shield comes an inch from your face, and you see through the body of the creature, it slammed the shield into Brazino.
I pull, I swing
Jesus.
my... Oh, sorry.
It had disadvantage on all of those attacks.
Yeah.
Matt, you gotta come in and say stuff like that to me. Okay, here we go.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to
Women.
not talk as much.
Okay, so it missed. It missed. So this is what it would have gotten. It would have gotten a critical for its second roll for Fanaze
Oh my
and
God.
missed. And it would have gotten a 22 for its second roll on Brazino and still hit him. So we'll just say it still does the same amount of damage.
What does the shield I got do?
The shield that you have, it bumps your AC up by 5.
As like a reaction.
Okay.
Right?
That would have made it exactly 22, so it
Oh,
still hits.
no.
It would have made it, because your AC dropped down.
Cersei
Two.
gave you another bane.
Another Bane.
Excellent.
No.
Thank you so much.
Haha.
So that still hit. Okay.
I'm loving it. Thank you
Aw,
guys.
2.
2. Yes. Okay.
So that still hit Brazino, correct?
That still hit Brazil.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I see that smash down on him, and as I see the water elemental's attention like diverted away from me, I slip the shield back on my back and pull the second axe, so I'm wielding 2 one-handed axes, and I come down on its back with 1 too, for 2-weapon fighting.
Excellent.
The hand axes. So here's the first one, which will have all the bonuses. No, just normal roll. Okay. Oof. Nope. And then the second one, which won't have the bonuses on it, but I guess I'll just have to do the maths. Give me a second, yeah. Hand axe. Here we go. 1 second. Okay, so it's +3, so +5. It wouldn't have the... What wouldn't it have on the second hand? I can't remember. It wouldn't have the damage bonus?
It doesn't have... so I don't believe you get your plus from strength on the attack.
I would just get it from rage, and that's it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And the second one's there, and... so the second one, the first one doesn't go through. I kind of swing a bit short, but then I kind of carry the next one over, and I land it in its shoulder, and it splashes up. So that would be 7 slashing with rage. Oh, actually, sorry, it would be if that's +2. So I guess it rolled a 2, technically.
Okay.
So that means it would be a 4 damage. with
4
the rage.
damage.
Yeah.
You splat some of that water off with your second attack. You feel like it's done something, but not a ton. Seems to be less effective. Brazino, it is your turn.
All right. So I'm going to hit her with my sword because I'm kind of freaking pissed. That shield hurt.
Excellent.
we go. It's taking slow. Come
Yeah,
on.
sometimes Roll20 just kind of goes a little slow. The joys of not using real dice.
I'm gonna roll it again.
It'll come up here in a second.
All right. Well,
Ooh,
there we go.
Yeah,
excellent.
very good, baby.
So it's one-handed. So 14 damage.
You gonna follow that up with anything? You got any slots left?
No slots.
No slots left. Oh
Slots.
no.
All we got was a short rest. So
Yeah,
no
yeah,
slots,
yeah.
no healing, no nothing. Yeah.
Thank you, Grand
Uh,
Eldritch. Bless for Fakira.
Nice.
Your sword slices through and sends water flying. You notice that it doesn't seem to do a ton of damage either. But it's still
It's
something.
a magic sword.
It's a magic sword. Then it does all of the damage it could do. Oh goodness.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a +1. I kind of figured.
Or not.
It's you slice off a big chunk of water and it just evaporates into the ground. And this thing is almost just the size of you. It's large. It's like 1.5 metric dudes, just like you are. But it's not a massive hulking creature like it was at the very beginning. Anything?
I'm gonna roar at it. I can do a roar as a bonus action. I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. Let's see here, and it has disadvantage on Wisdom saving throws.
All right.
It fails, so
So
now it's
it's
gonna
a-
have disadvantage on because it's not gonna run away. It just can't move towards you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It is Fakira's turn.
Kira's gonna make sure her footing is good this time. And then she's going to hold out her hands and cast Eldritch Blast another time. This time, it's going to hit it just on one of its shoulders and maybe even just like turn it a little bit as it gets hit. And an extra 2. So that is 10 damage.
Yeah.
10
okay.
damage.
Of all the various types.
Excellent.
Uh,
You turn it for sure as its other shoulder just erupts and sprays salt water all over everyone. And it turns and looks at you and then dissipates as water just rushes through the room across everyone's thighs and it dies.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank God for Fakira.
Yeah, I do that like animal shake to get all the water off me.
Oh yeah, you guys are
Oh,
drenched
great.
in just.
I bet it smells great with all the
Salt.
wet
I'm right
linen.
behind you, so I'm just
Yeah, now
feeling
you're
myself.
drenched. Yeah.
Is
Hey,
Kima
Brazino,
still
Brazino,
there?
watch the hair, all right?
Is
Salt
Kima
water
still
is
there?
That
that's
was
good for it.
3 turns. 3 turns. Excellent. You see Kima kind of come unplastered from the wall. Goes, very good. You have proven yourselves hardy enough for Thassa's love. All weak things in the ocean eventually die and are eaten by other things. You must show your strength, and you have proven you are worthy of Thassa's blessing. The shield is back at your feet. Nico, is almost found its
Oh.
way through the water just to come right to your feet.
Okay.
And you
He
pick
picks it up.
you pick it up, and as you do, you notice your hand has something growing on it, and you spread your clawed fingers
What?
apart, and there's webs in between them.
Oh, sweet.
And as the water
Like
pours
Aquaman?
across all of you, you all notice the webs actually expand. Your feet feel weird too. If any of you are wearing boots,
I hope
if
this
any
is
of you are
temporary.
wearing boots,
Put him in the
your
bag.
feet feel really strange each of you kind of look down and notice, Vakira, your hooves are gone.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're
It's
re-
the life
they're
aquatic
at-
with
they're at-
Akira Zizu.
Yeah, replaced entirely by like finny foots. It's like a fin with a heel.
Man, I just gotten those shoes put on. Like little goat horseshoes.
Oh,
Goat
do not
shoes.
worry, do not worry. They will return. This blessing is not forever. You are worthy of Thassa's blessing, but you are not worthy to be one of her sea creatures. Only her most beloved are allowed to live in the sea. But for now, you have what you need to survive. So this was really important. The way that this whole thing worked was basically for each of you that I knocked unconscious with this creature, it was going to take away a level of the blessing as you showed yourself not to be a strong party. So fortunately for Nico, nobody ended up going down, even though...
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I just need to update the tokens. So basically what you get is you get a movement speed. The full blessing was going to be a movement speed plus 30 feet. So you all can breathe underwater because you're Bangles. Now you have a movement speed. The reason that's important is because for every creature that doesn't have a swim speed, which is what you're getting, every hour underwater you'd have to make a Constitution saving throw or get a level of exhaustion.
Oh.
Which
Holy heck.
would make it very, very, very hard. Very, very hard. Now you have the equipment.
As Nico picks up his shield, though, he kind of looks around and like they're a little torn up, right? Like I'm looking at my leaning brother and like we're not feeling the greatest.
Yeah, you guys have...
He kind of looks at Kima as like, that's all well and great, my priestess Kima, but is there anything you could do? Because he just worked us over a little bit and we haven't even started.
She looks at you. Perhaps some of Thassa's love would be appropriate. She bends down and picks up some of the salt and just like flicks it into your face. And just like walks around flicking salt on everybody. And as she does, each of you are going to be healed for 8 points, and you also get one spell slot back. Even you, Brazino, even though you didn't use a spell slot during the combat.
Assault flick.
Does that spell slot translate to anything for me or no?
You still have a rage left. If you didn't have, one left,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Okay.
Are you going to be back at a full health?
I'm at 19 right now, so almost full.
Almost full. Why not just go all the way up to full then? Because I think everybody else is going to get to be like full.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go
I'm
whole
not.
ham. You're not? Oh, because
No.
8. You got hit for 15. Would you like the full healing, or would you like 8 and a spell slot? It's up to you.
I'll take the 8 in the spell slot because I can always heal with that spell slot.
Indeed. With that, Kima walks you back further into the temple, and on the back side of the temple opens up to a cliff, and a hole in the cliff looks down into the water, and she stares down into the water. The dissidents are trying to make war with the surface. What they do not understand is that the surface and the sea are one. If the surface would die, much of the food that the sea lives on would die as well. If the sea were to die, everything would die. We need each other. We need the shoreline for the waves to destroy. We need the ships to give tribute to Thassa before they set sail. I will help you find Moro. But no, these dissidents, they are brain-addled. Something has set them off. We must be careful. Are you ready?
Yes.
And with that, she dives through the hole straight into the water.
We got to follow her.
I
Yeah.
jump in right behind her.
Yeah.
And right
Mr.
after Barzino.
Bunga!
Yeah.
Cowabunga! You guys dive into the water. And
Ooh.
for a moment, you're swimming by a cliffside, but as you follow Kima into the water, she takes you out deep and then begins to dive straight down. Let's get out a little bit here and actually look at most everything.
Yeah, it always resets my token.
Yeah, I know. So go
Sorry about
ahead
that.
and
I got you.
we'll work on that a little bit, but for right now, this is just kind of where we're at.
Yeah, baby.
You all begin diving, and it's a bizarre feeling, the pressure that builds. And it almost feels like you're swimming down for a whole hour, just straight down. And as you get closer and closer and farther away from the sun above, you start to see some things actually take shape on the bottom. In one direction, you see spires coming out of the ocean, ocean floor, almost as if it were a city. From a distance, it would look something like this.
Very nice.
A kind of ruin, far off, but you can see. Kima points at it and waves to you, basically indicating we're not going there. She begins diving deeper down, heading to the south, well, the southwest, away from the city.
Would we know that?
Would you know that? What?
Like what direction we're headed? Or
You
we have,
you
like-
guys are travelers, and I keep forgetting. You guys are terrible at survival. Probably
terrible.
not.
Yeah, okay.
Brazino, I would like for you to give me a perception check.
Gladly. And terrible at survival might be overstating. it a little
Okay,
bit.
okay.
Just not good at it. So you said perception?
Perception, please.
Well, it's about the same as my survival. So let's see. So yeah, terrible.
I didn't
Flip it.
see what you rolled though.
That hasn't popped up yet.
Has it popped
Two.
up? It's a 2.
Two.
Okay. You kind of feel.
It's salt water in my eyes, kind of stings.
Oh, I'm sure. And we got a bunch of wet cats here. Like, how are you guys dealing with being in the water as wet cats?
I'm trying not to think about it.
My hair looks exactly the same. It's still flowing.
Oh, just like perfectly?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, one thing that didn't come back with the defeating of the water elemental was your
With
mask.
my mask. Okay.
Oh man.
Can we
Sorry.
can't speak while we're underwater, right? Or can we because of this enchantment?
You can.
We can.
You can indeed speak. It actually fills your lungs with air.
Okay.
So meta verbal components still work?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Periagos, are you visibly kind of a bit disheartened or upset by giving up your mask, or is it kind of just something you're keeping to yourself?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm visibly bummed out or anything. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna keep pace with you, kind of like swim alongside you. Even though I could probably do like stronger strokes and be ahead of you, I'm gonna swim alongside you and just keep it at that. But I'm consciously doing that, but I'm very focused on the direction we're going. It's just sort of a little passive thing I'm doing at the same time.
Okay. So nobody says anything.
Akira is very excited to be in a new environment.
It is. It's funny because as you swim, and even with the air, the breathing, and the ability to like have a swim speed, so you're moving relatively quickly, much quicker than you've ever swam before. I don't know how experienced each of you are with swimming. You're just reminded of what Kima said, how you would be certainly doomed if you had taken this endeavor all by yourself. Oh, thank you so much for the donation for Jess's DM game. Please check out our community challenges and our follower goals. We have some exciting things coming up. Thank you, Cam. All right. Since nobody said anything, the thing that happens when somebody said something doesn't happen, and you all come further down. Now I need a perception check from Fanaze as you come closer to the bottom.
Okay. Perception. 13. I'm gonna bless that.
13, okay.
14. Seeing in the water is a little blurry for me.
It's bizarre, like watching your fur kind of move through the water at this level is just incredibly strange. You're reminded of that vision for a moment, and you can see it. You feel like you're traveling a similar path, maybe not perfectly. You kind of feel like you're heading in that direction. Kima slows down for a moment and points in a direction. It's very hard for you to see. Uh-oh.
Mm-mm. Oh, was I think what? Oh.
Yeah, it looks like we are.
Yeah, roll 20.
Oh no, we're back. We're back. Oh, we're still in kind of a weird load loop.
It's like a limbo.
Let me refresh the page. Maybe it's just a skip.
Yeah, we just have a little skippy going on.
So are we in the? Is it pretty dark, or are we still in like the photic zone? Like, is there still sunlight above us?
Yeah, there's still some sunlight above you, and it's interesting because like the lower and lower you go, it seems like there would be less and less sunlight, of course, but your eyes kind of adjust to grab onto the light that there is. Oh boy,
So-
my internet is being pretty bad today.
Mine too.
Yeah, I'm in the red right now for update. Sorry guys, we're having some internet problems going on. Please hang around with us, and hopefully it doesn't take anything too badly out of our storytelling. Thank you. So yes, you were saying.
As we go deeper, and I noticed that Brazino's armor is starting to give off like a little bit of a blue glow. Nico's feeling pretty shitty about like having him stripped down from all of his armor after, and then kind of getting whipped on. And so he kind of swims over, and he offers him use of the shield with Thassa's sigil for while they're underwater. If he'll take it.
I have a shield.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you did. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's good.
He still
Thank you, but
offers.
My shield is just good shield.
As you have this exchange, Kima eyes you and like waves wildly. She comes over really, 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 really close and like pulls you in. Sound travels very far underwater. Do not speak
What?
unless absolutely necessary. At that moment, you all look up because you feel something above you. And as you look up and see the sun, like a little bit of the sun rays kind of drifting through the water, you see the shape of an enormous shark swim between you and the surface. Two other smaller shapes swim beside it as they look to be patrolling through the water. Kima points down and begins swimming down.
I follow.
All right. After you guys swim for a ways, you see your destination. Ruins in the water, which look to be a ruined temple of some kind.
Nice.
Do I recognize it?
Yes, it is exactly the temple that you saw from your vision from Clothis.
I finally break pace with Periagos and go to the front near Brazino, and I kind of gesture to it, and I do this with my eyes, like I've seen this, like this is the place.
Now, I have a question to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to swim straight at it, or are you going to swim to the floor and move towards it?
Well, right now, you're asking all of us, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I would go to the floor.
Are we kind of like top down looking at it right now?
Yeah, you can kind of see it. You're not immediately above it, but you can see it a ways off to the south.
Okay. Is there like a side area, like a place that there isn't like a pretty obvious like gateway kind of archway, like a little, like is there a side area, or does everything look like a colonnade, like everywhere is an entrance sort of thing?
So the area around it actually kind of looks corally and has like growth coming up around it. At the temple itself, it's all colonnade and kind of ruin-y, but you can see kind of the clear outline of it, which makes you think maybe somebody actually like occasionally cleans it, because otherwise at this point it would be entirely overgrown.
I want to point to, as easily as I can point to what looks like the back of the temple.
The back of the temple. Excellent. Let me take you there.
Is everyone okay going there, first of all? Okay, I don't want to just skip that.
Akiva
Okay.
would be following you.
Okay.
I'm not speaking again. So, from my eyes, you kind of think so?
Okay. So, the tokens are going to reset again. My apologies. But, here we go.
Where you put that red circle? Yeah.
You come to the back of this temple. You don't see any... you don't see any statues. You just kind of recognize that it would be the back of the temple because there are more columns on this side than would be at the front of the temple. Because usually that's where like the roofing would be, where the priests would generally do their thing. And as you get like close to the bottom, Kima like waves to you, giving you notice that she's actually just gonna wait, and she kind of drifts off into some foliage nearby to wait. And the music needs to change to something a bit more tense. Let's zoom in here.
So, Andy, when we're looking at this temple, is it safe to assume there's no walls whatsoever? It's all kind of crumbled.
It's all crumbled.
We just see the floor.
There must have been a roof at some time, but either it was so like blown off in the destruction of this temple, or something strange. Give me a knowledge history test if you so choose,
right.
and it might reveal a bit about the state of this place to you.
And I'll go ahead and bless it since I have like 3, I think 3 or 4.
Okay.
So 8.
8.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's unusual. You feel like there's some story to be had here, but you don't know it. Would anyone else like to
Does it look like this is part of the area that used to be above water?
Yes, you probably think it probably does have some connection to Olanton. Good night, Savaris. Thanks, Cam.
Similar
But
structure.
what it is doesn't necessarily ring any bells to you.
Is there a... Now, I know Danger Sense is kind of a... Is Danger Sense only kind of a combat feature? Or can it be translated into something?
You could give me like a perception check. What exactly are you looking for?
I'm just...
Danger.
I guess, yeah, like I'm just very hyper aware of where we are because of the vision and because of what I saw and how many enemies and this strange creature of a person that I saw in the vision. So my eyes are so peeled, looking everywhere to find even a modicum or something that doesn't feel right or look right, or it looks too familiar, and I know there's supposed to be more people there from the vision.
Right. So from the vision, you saw a Triton carrying off Captain Morrow in your direction, basically from the other side of the temple towards where you are now.
No.
You do see stairs descending down underneath this footing of the temple, but as for whether or not that's where Morrow is, you do not know.
Mm-hmm. And there is nothing in the area that seems pretty clear besides that, right?
You can see, even from where you're at now, that there are some Triton and other things at the far end of the temple.
Okay.
See if I can get them all into frame as well. There we go.
Going to try and beckon everyone come close so I can keep my voice as low as possible.
Yeah, I'll swim over.
And I
Fanaze, tell us more of your vision.
Everyone gets close.
Yeah. Captain Morrow was brought somewhere close to here by the Tritons. I don't know if they're down these steps, but I feel that we may be closer than we think.
But you said it seems as though the Tritons are being controlled.
By a being unlike us or them, yes.
Do we see a blue-robed individual in the front of the
Give me a
temple
perception
area?
check.
Can I assist her with that?
Yeah, you guys can go both do it. One of you can take advantage, or both of you can roll if you'd like. Ooh, that's pretty good.
I'll roll as well.
It's the satyr hearing, like the
Right. Them big floppy ears,
Ooh.
man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Both very good. You move your way up around a column and get a look down, and you do indeed see a figure in blue. This is what see standing amongst the Tritons, directing them around, this creature in
So cool.
blue, ornate, flowing robes. Oh, darn it. Its tentacles flowing as it manipulates the Tritons around it to do things. They're preparing something, but it's not exactly clear what it is. They seem actually more like they're waiting for something. I'll send you back to the GM layer.
Is there?
So I'm gonna whisper. Is there a? Can we just somebody sneak over and look down those stairs to see what we see?
Someone. Who's the quietest?
Mediocre quiet.
Thank you so much for the Bane, a rogue singer.
Oh no.
Oh
Bro.
Oh, we don't need that.
We're getting in the thick of it.
Is Periego, so you? I'm not. I'm sort of.
I appreciate your compliment to my gracefulness. I fear I may not be able to see in the dark, but I am more willing to try. More than willing to try.
I'm a little stealthy. And I can see now.
Does anyone? Can
Well,
I?
from where we are, Andy, we can't see. It doesn't look like there's light. It looks pitch black down there from
Oh,
the
yeah.
stairs lead to black.
It's pretty dark. Like looking in there, there's no light that's going down in there. Thank you so much. I do need love, especially today. It's been a rough one.
I'm gonna maybe. Oh yeah, I am going to approach and stand guard in front, but try to keep my vision so that I'm still behind a column in their vision, and be by the stairs and kind of look over my shoulder and say, whoever wants, like, kind of gesture like, you want to go down, I'm going to stay up here keeping my eyes on
But
them.
you didn't sneak over?
I would sneak over. I would totally sneak over.
Then
So I'll
give me a
check
stealth
up.
check,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Oof. I'm going to bless it just in case I can at least get over 10.
Okay.
The very least over 10. Oh, boy. Yeah, okay. 12.
12. As you you swim out in front of the stairs, you see someone staring at you. And you, not you, yes, over here.
Oh boy.
Basically, over here, hiding in the foliage, is a Triton scout, and you lock eyes with him. And as you do lock eyes with him, you hear him begin to make a gurgling, bubbly noise and swims the opposite direction from you. And you see the figures over here begin to swim agitatedly, and they kind of move towards you and begin taking up position over here. Would anyone like to move in this period of time? Kind of tactically.
I'm going straight for those stairs.
Going straight for the stairs. Okay.
Yep, and down.
And down. Okay.
Yeah.
Nico's kind of taking cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. If this rock here is tall enough, I'm gonna take cover behind there, but or this pillar, I guess.
Yep. Fakira's gonna take the other side of the same period as Barry.
All right. Very
it's
quickly.
It's safe to say that we're pretty confident that, like, Fanaze told us that we need to get the dude with the squid hands, with the octopus hands, like
blue robes.
I mentioned like what I saw in the dream before we even saw the Temple of Thassa.
Yeah. Okay.
That's when I communicated the dream to you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
And how far can we see, Andy?
You could see basically over to them, like, well enough. It's kind of murky, but not so much so that you cannot see what is going on. And they kind of stop right at that line right there.
Oh.
And the figure with the tentacle hands reaches over to the side and begins to like gesture this one to swim forward. He doesn't swim forward in like a menacing manner. He swims forward in more of like a meaning to talk. Fakira, your ring begins to vibrate as the creature approaches, and you hear a familiar voice come to you. Be careful, Fakira. That creature controlling the Triton is a simic manipulator. It uses spores in the water to control creatures. Try not to get near it if you can, because it might try to control you. Also, when I said I wanted a drink, I didn't mean in the ocean.
Well, I mean, maybe they have. Not the time. Okay, got it. Don't get close to the blue robe guy, you guys. Don't get close.
As the Triton gets about that close to you, gosh, internet is sucking tonight. It stops. It stops and gives you a gesture. A gesture that you think means parlay.
I see it, and I give it a quick glance, but my focus goes right over its shoulder back to the tentacled one. And Brazino, you're already down the stairs, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll come to that in just 1 second for Brazino.
Yeah.
Okay. But in this moment, he is heading down the stairs.
Basically, I'm assuming he's already down the stairs.
Okay.
And in the lower areas.
Like I waited for him to get down the stairs. I noticed it, but I was, as this thing gets closer, I'm like, I'm not. After seeing what I've seen, I'm in no mood to talk, and I'm not really into these magic people because they're not holding any kind of obvious weapons that I could, combat with. So I look over at the tentacled one. I have my trident out and my shield, and I just step back and let myself drop through the water down like next to Brazino in the staircase.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead and move yourself down. As
you guys have like a little bit of a blue glow, so you should be able to see a little bit, like 5 feet.
Right. As you do that, the creature like gestures like, wait. Basically, like, please talk. Please talk.
I'm just scowling at it as I slowly go out of frame.
Yeah, excellent.
Stink eyeing him.
Does anyone else get closer, or are you guys all going to follow suit?
No.
Your
mind isn't your own.
What say you, Fakira?
I speak loudly toward it.
The creature being controlled obviously sucks in some breath, and you can see that sometimes it's difficult. Like when Chemo was communicating with you, you saw that it was actually really difficult for her to make noise using water because they breathe water. So the percussion of air makes it very difficult. So it give me a perception check to see if you can actually hear what it says, because it's far enough away that it kind of is soft.
Probably not.
You hear just garbled words. We, Captain, deal.
Sorry, can't hear ya.
It repeats it again and kind of like turns around, almost like looking over at Nico, and like gestures, trying to make itself heard.
Oh, so he totally sees Nico kind of wedged in there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you took
I
cover,
mean, he's not
but you
great
didn't
at-
say that you hid. I mean, if you
He,
did, you
he
want to
didn't.
hide?
He just no. He just took cover. That's
Okay.
all. He's just kind of rubbing his chin. Like, what's his? I mean, like from like a magical kind of standpoint, like, is he definitely feeling like this guy is under magical control?
It seems unusual, but the mannerism of it doesn't seem like necessarily anything unusual. Like it just looks like a Triton trying to communicate with you. The weird thing about it is the creature behind it going like this at it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna move out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Nico's gonna kind of move. So he
Bakira's
can
just
kind of
trying to.
see both. Like he's gonna keep an eye on Perry and an eye on the two Leonin that just went down the stairs.
Thank you. You must be the crew that follows Captain Moro. We have your captain, and we'd like to make a deal.
What are your terms?
Below this ruined temple, there is an artifact, and when it says artifact, the Triton actually like twitches and convulses slightly, and you see it kind of try and fight for a moment, and then it falls back in step with its controller. Bring us the artifact. It is a spear. You will recognize it because it will be not tarnished by the water after the many years it has sat below this temple.
Why can't you get it yourself? What dangers await us?
It is cursed in a way that keeps the Tritons and other sea creatures away. But you are not sea creatures. You can take it yourself.
And what do you wish to do with this spear when it is in your possession?
It belongs to us. We simply wish to take it with us. Roll an insight check, please.
Okay.
Oh, Perry. Yeah, baby.
Okay, let's give ourselves a counter roll here. And it is awkward. Ooh. You, just in the language, you almost don't see like much emotion coming from the Triton itself. The language and the hesitancy to like speak make you feel like there's something else behind it, that it's not being forthcoming with all that information. But just in the language itself, it seemed unusual anyways.
Okay.
If you retrieve the spear and bring it back, we will give Moro to you unharmed.
Can you prove of her safety? I do not see her among you.
We could not risk you finding her. She is hidden away. But be assured, by Thassa, we swear on Thassa that she is safe.
And does that mean anything to me in terms
you're
of?
You're in Thassa's territory, and you would know, like, anything that happens in the ocean, Thassa at the very least sees it. And let's say if you said Thassa's name in the ocean, you basically would be invoking or inviting Thassa's presence to be there. So it's a very dangerous. It's a very dangerous statement to make, especially if you're doing something that will piss off that god.
Okay. All right. Let me go speak with my friends. and I'm gonna head over to the staircase where Fanazi and Brazino are peeking over the edge.
They're going Cousteau style.
And I'm gonna reiterate. They want to do an exchange. There is an artifact hidden below the spear, and they say if we return it, they will return Captain Morrow to us.
They mean to change fate. Clothis has said as much. Perhaps we should take the deal, but not give them what they want.
I asked for them to produce Captain Morrow, and they refused, but they did invoke Thassus. The puppets, anyway. I can only assume the master. Those are the words of the master. I don't believe we have much choice.
How far is there anyone else besides this sort of emissary being that is close by?
No, all the other ones have like held back. They're all kind of holding defensive positions.
Okay.
It looks like.
Right. And you just mentioned that they invoked Thassa's name, or they said Thassa's name and swore by it. So I'm going to kind of furrow my brow, and I pull out my hammer and axe, and I actually sever the black braid of the first win I ever had in the gladiatorial games.
Ooh.
And I say I never gave anything to her, but I do this for the one that found me in victory and granted me my pride to find you all. And I look up into the water, into what little light we can see up above, and I put my hand out and I let it go. I grant this to you to help us with the release of our friend. And I release the braid out into the water.
It gets picked up by a current almost immediately and kind of like drifts around, almost like a leaf on the wind. And it starts to spread out and dissipate, and it is soon consumed by the currents.
I hope that is a good omen, my friend.
I say we agree, and we take this spear, and we drive it into that sorcerer's chest. Fate must follow the thread Clothis provides, not the one they lead.
Dope.
Hey, Nico. Nico, you ever heard of a fancy spear around here?
This is the first I've heard of it, Fakir. I don't trust these son of a guns at all.
Mm-mm.
Fonazi, I do not disagree, but do you think we can take them all?
Perhaps with this artifact we can. But I know not of magical things or the gods except the one I follow.
So while they're talking, Nico actually approaches within like 15 feet the person that was talking to Fanaze and to Perry earlier. And does it make eye contact at all, or is it just dead puppet?
Oh, yeah, it definitely turns to you. It's like a living creature. It just is,
Okay.
Controlled.
So he's kind of like, his chin hairs are kind of floating in the water, but he's kind of pulling on him. And he's just like, partner, seems like you know a lot about the spear. Why don't you come with us and help us find it?
No. It is cursed to all Triton. you must go yourself.
And because this token looks different, Andy, like what's going on? Why? How does this one look different than that?
Sure. Let me. It basically looks a bit more regal.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
dressed in a way. The others are like warriors. This one looks to be a little more decorated, as if it was a speaker or a noble
Okay.
person of some kind.
Okay.
I'm forgetting exactly where it was, but right there will be just fine.
If I, oh man, okay.
So I'm gonna approach and then, but I'm gonna look past this Triton at the hooded figure. You have a deal.
As you say that, you see the like hooded figure actually kind of like gurgle with joy a little bit. Good, good. We will assure you, when you return, your captain will be safe in your care. Make haste.
Very well.
I have waited a while.
All right, so I'm gonna make my way down these steps to join Fanazi and Brazino.
Excellent. You all enter into the space underneath. Oh, I haven't set your tokens in here yet, so give me just a moment.
I love this music, Andy.
Yeah.
I know, it's great.
I'm on edge. I'm on edge. Like,
Be very tense indeed. Did I enable dynamic lighting? I did not. Yeah, here we go.
There's like shadows.
Okay, there we go.
There we
now
go.
you should see nothing.
Nada.
Nothing, not a thing. Excellent. As everybody. What is that thing? Oh, that's not the right thing. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was not the right map. Here we go. Excellent. There we go. And it's resetting your tokens again. Don't worry, guys. We'll fix this for the next one. And Peri Ergos. You enter the catacombs, essentially, underneath the old destroyed temple. It's overgrown with moss and... Let me move you to where we should be here. Oh. Why is it not in the right spot? Oh. Let's give you all some ways to see. Excellent. Here we go. So you can see you're in the bowels of this ancient temple. It looks like the walls are cracked, but they still hold. You feel a palpable sense of dread as you enter this space. And something seems to tickle the back of your mind as you begin to move around. It's definitely cursed, but how is it cursed? We will find that out next time on Mythic Odysseys of Theros, tomorrow's Twilight.
Odyssey
Thank you.
tease.
Yeah, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We're doing a short episode because I am feeling ill and under the weather. But thank you for joining us for this really fun underwater, basically temple experience. We should have some really fun things coming up. We have Dark Kingdoms on Wednesday night. Potential of a Sunday painting stream. Hopefully we'll actually get to it. How cursed is it?
We need to cast healing on you, or maybe a little restoration.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we need some
Restoration.
evils in the
Yeah.
chat.
Greater
With that
restoration.
last
Would be
line,
very
we need some
nice.
evils.
Yes. Thank you so much again. I am Evil Andy XO. Thank you so much for letting me dungeon master you guys.
Thank you.
Let's do some shout outs. Svaris, thank you so much for being in chat cam. I absolutely love. I can't wait for next time to do some like extra cool like Magic the Gathering reveals because I'm super excited for it. Let's see here.
Cam knows what's going to kill us.
Potentially.
Yeah,
I
nice.
think he might know who's going to kill you too, so that's always an interesting one. L2, thank you for coming on the stream with us. Please give L2S a follow. I'd love for somebody to shout him out so that you can get to his channel. Night Owl Gaming, really, really fun. Banner Saga has been super dope and given me some like really cool ideas for Dungeons and Dragons too. Like mechanically, it's super cool. There's Night Owl Squadron Saturday nights with squadrons and art streams in the morning. Please give Jason a follow and a shout out too, if you could.
Oh yeah, do you mind if I mention the book?
Oh,
that just came out?
absolutely.
Look,
Yes,
baby.
please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
So I just released a
order
book,
it.
everybody. It's called Forged of Ice and Blood, and it's actually the tale of how Thurg and Thrubadorn met from the Myths of Midgard
Nice.
campaign.
Oh,
And
cool.
all of the proceeds of this sale will go to his charity. So I will drop the link in the chat.
Yes, please pick it up. It's he was a very beloved member of our community and a big part of our Adventures League, and we miss him very, very dearly.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to reading the book. I have mine ordered, so
Oh, thanks, man.
looking forward to it. Let's see here. Also, you want to plug your writing streams and your
Yeah,
YouTube?
yeah. So Saturdays and Sundays, I do writing sprints. We get a big group, just not writers. So we got some game designers in there, artists. It's just kind of some time to get some work done. So come hang out if you need to get some work done.
Again, Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can see myself, Jason, Eric, and Matt in Dark Kingdoms as we very humorously and evil work our way through the Midgard campaign, and we are led and DM'd by Melee After Dark. So please check us out. Let's see here. What else? Source of Victory, who's just an awesome dude in our community. Great writing, has changed the way I think of game design, like massively. How I run games a ton. If check out his stuff. If we could get a shout out for Sursa, thank you so much.
Oh, and don't forget, we have a Tomb of Mercy follower goal. So that is an adventure he wrote.
Oh yes,
Yep.
250, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, 250 followers, and we will be running that live on the stream. Necropolis of the Mailed Fist was so much fun. One of the
That was a
best
great one.
game experiences we've had. It was so much fun and just really fun to do as like an event. I'm looking forward to seeing it done on stream. Please check out our Discord. You can see more about our schedule, the things that are going on, the stuff that Circe is doing, the stuff that Ryan is doing as well. Thank you so much for sticking around. Find out what is cursing the temple under the sea and what this artifact is that the mage in blue requires from them. If you want to get caught up on our adventures, they're all up on YouTube. All of the Darkest Kingdom stuff is on YouTube. Darkest Kingdoms. All of the Dark Kingdom stuff is on YouTube. I just am a huge
I know you
fan
keep
of
saying it, but I don't
Darkest
want to
Dungeon.
correct
I'm
you.
a
Yeah.
huge
kinda
fan
cool.
of Darkest Dungeon.
It is the Darkest Kingdoms. Right?
Yeah, it
It
is
is.
the Darkest Kingdoms. Yeah. So the Dark Kingdom is on there. Our previous arcs, our previous adventures in Theros are there as well. Thank you so much. We love you a ton. We will find someone to raid here. Thank you for sticking around. I'm going to run our outro credits, and then we will raid. You all have a good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Ooh, that's not the right one.